Here's what you get from NBC News. Trump picks RFK Jr., anti-vaccine activist, for Health and Human Services Secretary. They just had to squeeze something in. Here's the Lincoln Project. Get yourself and your family vaccinated while you still can. Seriously, dude, RFK Jr. is not anti-vaccine. He's not going to ban vaccines. These people are nuts. But then, most importantly, from Mike Benz, he says, I don't think folks outside government have any idea how big a deal this is. HHS has the single largest budget of any department in the entire federal government, even more money than the Pentagon, $2 trillion a year, now under RFK's top dog accountability. How you guys doing?
So there's something that, when it comes to that post by Mike, those numbers are that way because that includes mandatory spending. So that's not discretionary. That's your what's it called? The mandatory spending, the stuff that you have to spend, like the Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid,
right.
Those kind of things. So that's
entitlements.
Yes, the entitlement. So you can't actually, like, HHS doesn't spend that much money like on other stuff. So you're not going to be able to do anything about the mandatory spending without like serious legislation, which Trump has promised to not do. So whereas, yes, it is accurate that it does spend more money, it implies that they're blowing money in a way that can be changed without serious legislation. Discretionary spending, they can do a lot with discretionary spending. They can do a whole lot. But the military budget is discretionary spending. It is spending on, the military expenditures and stuff. So it's a little different.
There's tons of articles that are popping up where they're like, this guy's anti-science, and like the Lincoln Project really exemplifies the absurdity of what they're claiming about this guy. RFK Jr. is not anti-science. He had a video that went viral where he talked about, what was it, Tartrazine or something like that?
Was that with the breakfast cereals and all that?
No.
He had the big
not
thing in
atrazine.
front of him.
Yeah, he was talking about yellow dye, and he's like, this is a coal byproduct that is used to make a yellow dye that doesn't need to be in food. And so I bet that whose is that Mountain Dew right
Not it.
That's my gamer juice, yeah.
Gamer juice. Let's take a look. Look at the ingredients. It's got yellow dye in it.
Dude, this got to have like yellow 40 or something.
Yellow 5.
So yeah, yellow 5 is
Yellow
present.
5 it is. So RFK Jr. is basically saying, why do we need to color our food with this substance that some studies have shown can cause, I forgot what I'll have to look it up, but it does cause chronic illness. And it's like, just make the soda clear. Like, you don't need to put these things in. There's nothing unreasonable about saying that.
No.
If you want to give a kid a piece of candy, it doesn't need to be red. You know where the red dye comes from? These little bugs they mash, and they've got an aluminum compound in them that is bright red. That's what we use to make dyes. And his whole point was like, hey, let's start here. If it doesn't need to be in the food, don't put it in the food. So the other day, Allison was on Instacart looking for heavy cream because I don't know what she's making. Croissants or something that needs cream. I don't know.
Something delicious.
Yeah, gotta be.
Delicious.
Yeah, definitely yummy.
And every single heavy cream had weird stuff in it. Like, I understand why Gelen gum is in it. They're trying to thicken it up. That's gross. We don't want that. And so it actually took like 4 or 5 different stores to find actual cream. Why is that stuff in this? It doesn't need to be. That's all he's saying.
Yeah, and all those questions used to be like fundamentally left-wing talking points too, but the motive was what mattered. So they would say, why are these in these food products? And it's obviously because the greedy capitalist corporations are doing this because they can profit off it. And it's like, okay, maybe. But then if you start to pursue that line of argument from a more maybe right-wing perspective where it's like, well, we probably shouldn't be polluting our population because we want people to be healthy, because when people are healthy and well-adjusted, they probably are not so anxious and scared all the time. They don't need the nanny state. You don't have types of people that wind up in like the Antifa mugshots. I mean, there's a reason they all look the same.
Yes.
These are like fundamentally maladjusted people, and it's because of these kinds of chemicals, which is why none of these articles are talking about that except for to make him sound crazy. They're highlighting the skepticism about, they're saying he's an anti-vaxxer and things of that nature to, sort of, I guess, squeeze the last fear or panic out of that like COVID kind of, divide that we had in this country. So it's just totally disingenuous.
Regular viewers of the show probably have heard me make the exact same point that our friend John here is making. The left wants people anxious. They want people unhappy because well-adjusted people with happy lives and happy families that feel fulfilled, they are not revolutionaries. If you are happy, you do not want to tear society down to rebuild it in your image or in a way that you think will be more fair in distribution. So I appreciate you making that point, sir.
It's absolutely, and this is, by the way, the history of how communism works too. I mean, if you look even in like the Russian Civil War and the Russian Revolution, the first thing they did was open up the prisons, recruit all of the people who are criminals. They are freaks of some nature. Like, you're never going to sell a system of equality to people who are more or less capable of being independent, productive members of society, which is why there's that one type of person. You know, you can have liberal friends and relatives who are maybe a little bit more normal, but if you think about the most extreme, those Antifa mugshots, there's a reason they all look that way. It's a biological phenomenon because largely of what we're ingesting, and that's what RFK is going to fix.
So Tartrazine was, I was right, it was Tartrazine. It's a yellow 5. It's a commonly used food coloring agent all over the world. And they say it was discovered in 1884 by a Swiss chemist who developed the yellow azo dye in laboratories. Blah, blah, blah. It was patented and produced in Germany, et cetera, et cetera. I don't really care about how they did that, but they go on to mention that while it's used in a bunch of foods, there is potential health effects on humans: sensitivity, asthma, food intolerance. They do mention urban legends, but a systematic review of the medical literature concluded that among patients with asthma, research has shown that exposure to Tartrazine does not worsen symptoms and avoidance of Tartrazine does not improve symptoms. However, due to the paucity of evidence, it's not possible. So I don't know why they even included that. There was something that RFK Jr. had mentioned specifically in his statement. I think they're editing the Wikipedia, because when we went over this last time when he announced it, it was in here and now it's not. That's interesting.
Wikipedia is actually, like, if you pull up right now Donald Trump's Wikipedia page versus Adolf Hitler's Wikipedia page, I swear to God, you read Hitler's Wikipedia page and it like states things about him, but there's no like moralizing language. It's just like, he did this, and you can read that and be like, well, maybe that wasn't so good. If you read Trump's Wikipedia page, it's actually written less charitably than the one for Hitler. Like, it uses these very just, oh, he did this, defrauding these people, and like making it very contemporary, so you know that you can't like anything about him. But it's totally weird.
Yeah, so when you search and you look up Tartrazine on Science Direct, they have a study saying hyperactivity, asthma, rhinitis, urticaria, and atopic dermatitis. And the rhinitis was the one that we pulled up, because when this story first broke and he came out, it was all in the Wikipedia. Now it's not. Like, this is crazy. Don't use Wikipedia. You should know that. But there you go. Don't worry. I pulled it up from Science Direct for you guys. So yeah, simply put, if there's a 0.1% chance that this does something bad to you, why is it in our food?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the fluoride argument. They say it's good for your teeth, strengthens enamel, and it kills bacteria. And I say, oh, that's great. Thank you very much. Why am I drinking it? Well, I don't know. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.